says
Okay.
recording's in progress.
It says it's being recorded. Now, where we get it from afterwards, I don't know, but we'll find that out, I guess.
Well, I guess the first thing we'll need to do is I'm going to go over here to mail. I just saw your email come in with the script.
Well, I just wanted to make sure you had version 1.4. And I don't know because I sent you some files the other day. More things,
and I'm going to apologize. You probably did, but I don't specifically recall getting this file. But what I'm going to do is, because we're probably going to have to go to the administrative SQL Server thing, should we set this up on the X drive, or we can get to it from any computer?
Yeah, there's two parts to this install. The one part is installing this. The second part is putting it in the Max toolbar. And so in the other one, I had the command line that we need in the Max toolbar. So if you can't find that email, I'll resend it.
Hang on a moment.
This is the one we need at the server. The other one we need at the Max workstation anyway.
Okay. WebEx.
Yeah, I think that's...
This was all the way back from August 2nd.
That. It's, how about, wait a minute, it's the next one up.
It's a WebEx meeting.
How about the one that says WebEx invitation install part cleaner, and it's got an attachment, a couple up from where you are.
The only attachment's a WebEx meeting. I hate to say.
Yep, it is. I'm going to send this back out again.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't send it with a subject and it got filtered out. Because sometimes
you
that'll
never
happen.
know. Checking another folder.
Okay, this is going to be Somerset 815. I'm going to put both of these in here because I don't know what the difference is, and we'll see when they get to you.
All right.
Oh, I see. The one's 802, so we don't need that one. I'm going to take that one out and send. Okay. Hopefully it will arrive shortly.
Once it gets through all the spam filters and everything, I'm sure it won't be a problem.
Yeah, I'm just going to double check and make sure it's sent here. It should say install file. But, you know, I think we can start on the server part anyway.
Okay. So where to? I did
back to your.
I saved that on the X file. Why don't I go extract it real quick?
Yeah. Okay.
Really? All right. it is. All right. And now we
Okay,
need to
so
go to the server.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, they've upgraded my administrative privileges, so not only can I adjust the clock, but I can actually install stuff occasionally.
Oh, well, that's nice of them.
That is.
That sounds like a promotion. Congratulations.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm going to give you control of the mouse because you know what you're doing.
Yeah, is somebody doing something?
You know, apparently somebody was yesterday from Max, and it looks like they were in Synergy yesterday. Rick McLean and I got in here briefly to play around with, what was it called? His analytics. But he was a gentleman. When he was finished, he put everything back exactly the way he found it. And to make matters worse this morning, whatever they did in Synergy wiped out all of our GL accounts in Max. So I'm sure they'll be working on that. What I would do is make sure we leave this as close to as we found it when we're done.
Well, how about I'm going to try to open up another.
Yeah, that sounds like a better plan to me.
Because I don't want to mess with whatever they're doing here.
Didn't we put that on the desktop last time? We can minimize these two windows, and I believe the studio thing was right on the desktop.
I think it is. I can't.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Of course, I can't get to the minimize button of that one.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes, we have it here.
We should be able to go to the X drive, yep.
Maybe I can click it. All right, let's see. And where were you looking in here?
Is it Roger McGee?
Guess I got ahead of myself there. And right here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You remember what your database name is?
You're going to hate me. I don't. I remember it was Somerset Exact something, but I do not recall precisely how it was spelled.
Probably Exact.
No, it was dumber than that.
It's not going to give me. That's all right. We'll look and see over here. It's not going to give me any help this time. Usually it'll start putting it up there. Exact Max Somerset.
Yep. Ooh, there you go. There you go.
Okay. That looks right, so it should go. I'll have to take a look and see what that's about.
No problem. Doug, I got to say, it's always a genuine pleasure working with you, and I really appreciate you taking time today to help me with this.
Oh, hey, want things to work smoothly. I wasn't expecting that. So we haven't got any line numbers on yours. I'm going to have to scan down here and see what.
Does it highlight the errors in red by any chance, or no?
It might. I mean, this is something stupid.
Right.
It's probably like that, and I don't know what the heck that is.
It almost looks like there are a couple of end quotes missing, one at the beginning and one at the end of that line. It just looks like a line.
This is like it's like a data corruption or something. I mean, I never would have typed anything in there like that.
Now, do you need a line in front of and behind that underscore, whatever that character is?
That shouldn't be there either.
No, that wasn't it. Oh, it says line 176. I don't guess there's a way to tell what line you're on or turn on a feature that shows what line you're on, is there?
Well, there is, but it's going to be, I'm just going to look down these because it's got to be a similar thing. Because what line did it say our problem was before? If I don't find it soon, I'll just resend the file.
Is that another one right there?
There's a couple of them. I've never seen this happen. There's a lot of them. It's like something happened with zipping the file.
Well, how big is the file? Does it actually need to be zipped?
No. I'm tempted to resend it because, what if something else? What if something else is corrupting it and we just mess something up? I don't know what happened there. Let's
Is there a way to terminate?
let's just close that up.
Don't click yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to just resend it to you in plain text. Let's do that because maybe it got corrupted when I had.
I'm going to take over for a minute if
I'm sending you an email anyway. Scripts. We are clone part. Okay. Well, let's see what you got. Well, did what I sent you?
The script is here. Yeah. That's okay. But I don't have whatever the other thing was you were trying to send. Is it a executable or something that might get blocked?
I think we'll manage to deal without it, I guess.
The thing we got to install on Mac toolbar?
Yeah, well, I'll just have to type it. I mean, it's not that long of a command, I guess.
All right, you're welcome to snag the mouse.
Let's do.
Oh, you need to get at something behind there?
Oh no, I'm good. It just had
Okay.
some kind of a lag here. I just need to get the.
Well, you almost got to expect that when you're tunneling into one computer and then tunneling into another computer. You almost got to.
Okay, this time we should be seeing.
Line 104. Now, does it just stop at the first error and quit executing?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to get the. There it is. Let me open my file up here and see if it looks like that on mine. Because
Okay.
it looks like the same. Because it looks like the same thing happened again. Oh, wait a minute. Did we open up the new one, or did we open up what was there before?
Let's close it and try one more time, but I'm pretty sure I opened the new one. So the old one is in the folder that was created at 1012. The new
Okay.
one is the root directory there that we created at 820 or 1021. So if you select that one, and I might have screwed up, but I'm pretty sure that's the one I picked.
Let me look at. I just want to check mine here and see if it's like that,
All right.
because I've gotten it twice now. Clone part.
While you take a gander at that, I'm going to pop into an office right next door. I'm going to be back in like 60 seconds. If that's okay with you, Rick. I'll be right back.
That's okay.
that?
Yeah, well, there's some kind of corruption. There's some kind of corruption with these invisible characters on my end. I'm fixing it now. I'm just going to execute it here and make sure it works.
I've got a process running on a different computer in another room. It's like a 6-hour process, and I just need to go check on it periodically to make sure A, it's still running, and B, somebody hasn't stopped it by mistake.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so I got this script fixed, so I'm going to resend it to you.
If you give me the mouse, I'll clean this up.
I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it to 1.5. I'll give you the mouse here because I couldn't even. I was working on my server, so. Oh, what did I do? Stop controlling. All right. Let's see here. Let me resend you the email. I think I know what happened now.
You do?
I think I used something like this to copy it back because we edited it out of the client, and I think it gave me crap characters in it. You know, it had like carriage returns or something. They were coming out as underscores on yours. I took them all out of there.
I'm going to delete all the old ones here.
Yeah, so get rid of them because they're not going to work.
Right.
We're getting a lot longer recording than we needed.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and give you mouse control.
All right. All right, same thing.
Brilliant.
All right, so we can close that up. I guess we can save it.
Yep. And before we leave the server, let's open up the whatever somebody else had going prior to us arriving. I guess
well, they had
doing. So yeah, let's open up all three of them and the notepad and walk away and leave it exactly the way we found it.
Yeah. Wait 1 second. Let me just take this call for a second.
Sure.
I think it's Rick. I just need to ask him one question. All right.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I think it expired. Yeah, I think that's what they had up.
And that's how we found it yesterday. And we'll bail out of here now. All right, now what, sir?
Yeah, just 1 second. Okay. I want to go to a Max workstation, well, we can execute the script here, and you'll see. Let's do a test executing the script.
Okay.
So go up to the axe again and see if it shows up.
I'm just curious, of all the different graphics and logos you could have picked, why you went with a Viking two-bladed axe.
Execution.
Got it. Okay.
So you see what you need. You need an existing part number, and you need a new part number that has not been used. And then you're allowed to put a new description 1 and 2 in, or you could copy from the existing one.
Okay.
Because, you may want a different description than it had.
Yep. In fact, I happen to have one right here that I could do this on. Do you have a moment while I just dig up this part number real quick?
Yeah.
Give me a fast moment.
And meanwhile, while you're doing that, I'm going to look up this information that we got to type in.
Okay.
Maybe I can resend it to you. It's just text and it'll come, because maybe it was an executable or something. Let me see what it is that I got to send you. Where is it? Oh, yeah, I see what it was. It was a link, and I'm sure that you couldn't receive that. Okay. So were you able to find the part that you wanted to clone?
I'm almost there. I got the part I want to clone, and now I just got to figure out what the new part number is. Give me just another second, and I'm going to be there. Let's see, clear the filter.
Well, yeah, the way this is, the new part can't already exist.
It won't, but we have a kind of an unusual.
You got a convention how you're naming them. Okay, that's good.
Correct.
Now, the way this thing is, you're going to see it's like the other one. You could paste in a whole bunch of part numbers you want to clone from Excel, or you can just do one at a time and enter it in the grid.
Okay, so I've got my two part numbers. Now, this is going to clone just the part number, not the BOM, right? And all the attributes with the part.
You need to check and make sure the attributes are cloned the way you want them, because I'm just wondering whether the last client had me do something that was particular to them. I hope not. Let's just check one.
Shall we try it?
Mm-hmm.
So
So here, here you could say add down in the bottom corner.
Okay.
And just type it in.
This is the existing part number I put in? This is the existing part number?
Yeah.
This is the new part number.
Right. And now you could maximize this window so that you can see the other fields. Okay, so, and then you can put in a new, if you leave copy in there, it's going to copy the description of 1 and 2.
All right.
If you put anything else in there,
yep,
it's going to it's going to overwrite the description of whatever you put in there in the new part.
And this is one of the things we've really been missing is consistency from one part to the next. Oh, come on, I can't do a paste. Come on.
It's expecting you to be pasting the whole thing from Excel. By the way, do you want the description the same as before, or are you going to edit it?
I'll just edit it at this point. I was going to paste in the description from Excel. But it doesn't look like it's letting me do that.
You have to paste the whole row from Excel.
The whole cell?
In other words, you have to have a valid row containing old part number, new description, and new description too.
All right.
It's kind of like the other one. You got to have a dummy Excel sheet with those headers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I got her down now, so I'm ready to copy. I think. Yep.
Hit go.
Go. So now
okay, so it should be done.
Master. Am I going the right place here?
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the one we started with, which was ENG. This all looks good so far. So
That's not going to.
Go ahead. What were your thoughts?
It won't copy the bill of materials.
Oh, understood. I know how to drag over the other bill though and change the one chord I need to make this thing work. It's one of the things that always kills us is there's a place I've got to go. For some reason, it's not in the part master that says I can sell this unit. Does that ring a bell? Hang on a second. I'm going to have, and that's the one that kills us every time. And I'll be right back. Just a moment.
Okay.
I've got Doug Handy on the phone. He's associated with Max. And Doug, this is the part where everybody jumps through hoops. We race to get the part number in. We slam in the bill. Someone goes to write the sales order, and much like the coyote running into the painted tunnel on the canyon wall, the whole program stops because we always forget this step. So Sheila, who's one of our on-site Max gurus, is going to talk me through how we do that last step. Give me just a moment.
So you actually go above that,
Yep.
then you go into the sales order processing,
Yep.
and then you go to activity, SOP data, part sales. And then what you do is you type in the part number. Okay, and it speeds this light up, so you just hit add. So that way when we put in an order,
Right.
put in that part number, will come out on that actual order.
So this little magic bit, I don't know if you were able to witness it, Doug, that we just did on the screen. This is the killer force where it doesn't get added. The engineers frequently forget to click this tab because it's not in the part master, it's in a whole separate screen.
Yeah, I wonder if it's setting a flag in the part master.
I just went through the part master yesterday. I spent 4 excruciating hours with Rick McLean, and I didn't see anything in the part master that doesn't mean it's not there. It just may not be visible in back at the bottom. Thank you.
Okay, here's what we want to do then. Clone another part, and then we'll look at it before and after that change and see what's different. Because
I'm just going to put in a test, all right?
Okay. You can clone it off the same, well, it doesn't matter, I guess. And by the way, the part you're cloning has been added. That step has been done to the part that you're cloning, right?
That's correct. Yeah, the C2000 that I just put in, that's our vanilla model. We sell like 10 a day. And I don't want to use that description. Just what? Copy?
Yeah.
And then go?
Yep, I think so.
So now if we go back into Max, we'll look at the part master first.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm 100% confident that it happened, but we'll see. Because if it looked over there, and had success written in that result over there, it might not have done it because it might have thought it was already done. Let's see. No, it's there, right?
You think so? There's a cost conversion down here, but I don't see anything else that on this screen that says like a sellable thing. Let me check here. I don't recall seeing anything in here that flags it, but again, I also know it doesn't show me every field in the part master on this screen. Some are derived, etc.
Well, it did put the part in, though.
Oh, it put the part in, absolutely. And the other part that we got put in.
Okay, so let's do this. At the server.
Okay, we need to get back to the server?
Well, you know what? I'm just thinking. We got this one dummy part in here.
Yep.
Okay. Put another one in that's test 2. Well, I don't know if this is going to cause you a problem. Can you put in another one that says test 2, everything the same, and then set the flag, like you're going to set, and then we'll look at the two right side by side and see what the difference is.
Yeah, no problem, because I'm not putting bills on these. I can delete these parts later, right? Or make them obsolete or something?
Yeah.
So that's done. And where do I want to go now?
You want to go do your thing like, before where you were adding it in?
start with 2000. This was the parent part that we started from. And you can see there's no update or add or anything down here at the bottom, right?
Right.
If I put in test, now there's add. If I put in test 2, still got add.
Okay, so what we want to do is add one of the two and don't add the other one.
Yep. Now, do you know where to even add that? Oh, you want to add one right now while we're sitting here?
Yeah, add one of the two tests we did and don't add the other one, and then we'll go look in the database and see what the difference is.
I'm going to add test and leave test 2 alone. Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Get out of this.
And when that message said a part sales record had been added. Isn't that what it said?
You know what? Like an idiot, I didn't read it.
All right, well, let's go to the database.
Okay, and what's the best way to get there?
Well, we can go back on the server for this because we're not going to be looking in the Mac screens. We want to look at the raw data and see what the...
Right. Give me a second. I should just put a... there's a shortcut. There's a shortcut.
And that message said it's been added to part sales. That's what it said, I think.
Yikes.
Well, let's open and that again.
Just going to get all this crap out of our way for the moment because I think somebody was working on Synergy yesterday and left this mess. And do you want me just to hand this over to you now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
You good?
No, I guess I'm good. It didn't come back and say anything. All right. Okay. Okay. What was the first part number? Or what was the first test one?
2000-000 test.
Like that?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yep.
And then what's the other one? Test 2?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come on. I want to get the very beginning of that line. Let's see if I can do that. There. Okay, so let's go over these field by field until we see something that's different, if anything is.
That classic Sesame Street game where one of these things ain't like the other, right?
Yeah, well, the part number is different, and that's supposed to be. But
yep.
Everything else on this screen looks the same to me.
Yep.
So...
While we're looking, one of the things I plan on doing is creating templates for final assemblies, purchase parts, sub-assemblies, lasered parts, so that when the engineers go to copy a new part number, instead of having to find something they think is right, they can copy a template that we know is right. If you follow?
Yeah. Now see, oh, you know what? Let's add the, let me finish this first. I was going to say, because we can, while we're doing this, we can check and make sure all the defaults are right compared to the original part, too.
Oh, that's a fine idea, yeah.
Because this is what we did at the other client, and they could have possibly had flags set that are different than yours. That's why I want to make sure. But so far, everything seems the same.
Yep.
I didn't see anything different.
See, if we were in Excel right now, I'd just highlight both of those and say, set up a conditional format that says where A2 does not equal B2, turn it red with yellow font and blast right through this.
Yeah, well, actually, we could cut and paste it into Excel, but I didn't know if you had it on the server.
You know what? I don't know if we do in the server. I hate to put any more load on the server than it's got right now.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Especially when it's on a hair trigger to restart, for goodness sakes. This is an interesting way to look at the data, because yesterday Rick McLean was showing me how to extract the parts master, make mass changes, and then upload it again. And outside of the little Max guide that tells you what the field names are, and of course it doesn't explain every field name.
Okay, I think the answer to this here is going to be, you see, by the way, you see who the created by will be. It'll be part clone and then the username after it. You know, in case somebody's ever wondered how a part got done.
Yep, that's nice.
Okay, so the answer is there's nothing different. It's probably adding it to part sales. That's what I think. So if I change this to sales, it's not part number 1. I got to see what it is. Part sales.
Yep.
Part num 29. Okay. What we're going to see here, I think, is there's a record in there for one and not for the others.
I think you're right. That's odd. It still thinks it's looking for part number 01. You need to put a space between the 9 and the equal sign?
I have another one over here.
Oh.
Okay. So the one's got a record and the other one doesn't.
Yep.
So what I need to do is I want to cover this with Rick before I do anything else, because I want to make sure that if I just add that record in there, that's all I need to do. Because the script's not adding that to that, and that's why it's not there. But I think we could have
absolutely get it. I absolutely get what you're saying with this. We're asking the script to do something it wasn't originally designed to do.
Yeah, but it may be able to be added to it fairly easily.
Yeah, you know what? If it could, like if it doesn't end up being like 16 hours of program or something, it'd be fantastic. Because like I said, this is the one thing that screws us over every time.
It's probably another hour is what it is. Because I have to do need to talk with Rick and make sure other flags don't need to be set somewhere else. Because if I put the record in, it's
I like what I'm hearing. If you talk to Rick and he says, yeah, you can add it, and you think it's only going to be an hour, send me an email for authorization of whatever you think it's going to take. I'll authorize and we'll get it done.
Okay. So in the meantime, do you want to stop here until we get that resolved, or do you want to
You know what? Let's go ahead and finish the training because I know it's going to take a little while to get it resolved. I don't expect to see it get done today, and it's not going to impact the training at all. This is all behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So I'll just close this.
Yep. And if you'd be kind enough to give me back mouse control, I'll straighten this mess out before I get us back out of the server.
Yeah, okay.
So let's see. That's just about how we found it.
We probably want to have an option flag that says add to part sales with a YN on the screen is what I'm thinking.
You're right, because there won't be a flag in the part master to tell it, will there?
No, so we might not want to always do it. So there'll probably be another column that would be yes, no, add to part sales.
Or just a check block that you tick. But yes, no would be nice, because then if you were doing it from a spreadsheet, you wouldn't have to worry about duplicating a tick mark.
No, it'll be a Y or N.
So we know it works. What's our next step?
The next step is we want to go into Max in the main screen and go in activity over on the top left corner. Tool menu setup. Okay, and then pull the drop down and put this where you're going to want it.
So I'm thinking it's going to be in the engineering in bill of materials.
Well, so
with the part master?
Yeah, so that it'll show up there. That's why I'm saying that. So now click there to add a new item, and then name it cloner.
I am a search and destroy typist. I never mastered the art. Okay,
boss,
hey.
Now you can, in the description, you could put a longer description about, you know. Okay, so now in command, hit the 3 dots.
Didn't like that.
Oh, really?
Do I need to give myself authority to do that? It turns out I've got unlimited authority in this, but I guess when Max does any kind of an update that changes something, you have to go through and give yourself the security to do it. I'm just not sure how to do that.
Maybe you do, because it's going to try to bring up the file browser window, and it looks like you might not have the ability to do that.
So I'm going to close this for now, right? It won't let me do anything while this is open. How do I get to the security part? Right here?
You think it's Max? You think it's Max Security that's doing it? I guess you do. Let's try it and see.
It is. Is it user or manager? I'm going to guess user.
I think it is. Supervisor. Look like you're in the supervisor.
Yeah, I've got all the privileges you're supposed to have. Like I said, where I run into a problem is if Max has done something, they disable it until you actively go in and give yourself permission. But I'm not seeing anything in here that would stop me, unless there's something down here about adding tools or something.
It still could be a Windows thing. Let's go back in there again to that and try to add it and type it in. And see if you can type in anything, because it may not be letting you open the file browser window. You got to go back and click on the new entry. Oh, all right. I guess you just had to look at it again. All right, so we want to go to the C drive.
Any place in particular?
Yeah, program files, well, depending whether you're 64-bit. Go in there first. Yeah, x86. Handyware LLC.
What's it called?
The thing that's on right now, Handyware LLC.
Oh, sorry.
Handy Pros Exec, and then that. Okay, and say open. Okay. Now, don't do anything yet, because after this, can you stretch that window out, or is it a fixed size?
It's a fixed size, Ed.
Okay, so go back up in the command and just cursor over to the end of what's there, because we got to type other stuff.
Okay.
And put a space.
Oops. You want me just to give you control of this?
Did you get my? Yeah, except for one other thing. Let's see if you can get that email where I sent you the text and open it up in Notepad, because I can see that's going to be a problem.
Never made it. Wait. Why is it doing that? Oh.
Yeah, where it says text. Okay.
Okay.
Now, these are the things that you have to have for it to run. Okay, the first thing we pulled out from the file browser, which is the path.
Right.
Okay, so we can just delete that first line, all of it.
At this point, I'm just going to give you control of the mouse. It'll go much smoother, I think.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
I'm just looking for the request. There it is. Okay.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to call from Max with arguments. And it's the same Pros Exec that you're running, only it's a different mode.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to correct S, which is the server, to your server name, and I think it's SRV. Yes?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. Now we need to correct this, the D, for your database, and it's Somerset. And the procedure name is going to be clone part. This was another one. But that, I think there's an underscore in it. I'll find out real quick.
Yeah.
Are we using, when we set it up, did we use SQL authentication or did we use Windows? Do you remember?
Yeah,
okay, so
Windows.
we can change that to Windows. And then because of that, we don't need a user and password. Okay, that last one is the timeout. It's not going to take 550 seconds to run these. It'll probably take 0, but some procedures could be long. And then the last one is that R is when it's done. Do you want it to close after you run it, or do you want it to sit there waiting for the next part to clone? If I want it to sit there, I'm going to leave it like Y. If you want to say it's just whatever you do on the screen at one time, it does its business, and then you just confirm that it did, and it closes, you put an N there.
So
which behavior?
Do you see the success message that yes, it cloned? If we choose N.
Yeah, I think you'll see the success message, but when you close that to go back to do another one, it'll close the program up. If you leave it Y,
yes right now.
Okay. So I'm just going to copy all this stuff. and put it
right at the end of that, huh? You need a space?
Yeah.
All right, you're good to go. You probably wanted to on string, didn't you? Because I don't think it's all in there. I think you just pasted the first one.
Oh, you know what?
Right arrow?
Where's my notepad here? I probably have to take the line feeds out because Max probably doesn't know what to do with them. I put it in there for my sanity, if you understand where I'm coming from.
Oh, that's odd. Oh, okay. Well done.
Okay, and now I'm going to take all that.
You need a space between your switches?
I'm going to double check it before I copied in. All right, let's see here. I'm going to double check it before I copied in. All right, let's see here.
Because there's no space between that right there, yeah?
I probably want one. Now that looks better.
Okay.
Okay. Now just go to bill of material. Let me give you control back a second. Or maybe you have it.
Yep, I got it. So engineering, bill of materials. And is it going to be over here in the control panel, you think?
No, it's going to be up in the top thing where it says tools.
Nope. Maybe I need to refresh this. Hang on.
Yeah, you do.
Nice. So I can take the procedure you just showed me to set it up on, like, the engineering computers.
Yeah. You just got to have, sufficient rights in Max to add something to the toolbar, but you can do that. It has to be done on everybody's workstation, per user.
There's only a couple of people that are going to do this.
You have to do the other thing that you have to do is you have to install the process exec
on each of the machines.
Yes.
Oh, right. We went over that.
Because it's a local application, so and Max is going to be looking for it on the C drive of each machine. So basically you could go back to those arguments that we just put in there and copy that in a notepad, so you don't have to type it all in and paste it in on the other workstation.
No, I get that. And then just to make sure I got this right, all I need to do is take this piece.
Not that.
Right?
Not that piece. That's been on the server. You don't need that again. You need the MSI and the setup routine that I sent you before, and that needs to be run as an administrator on the machines and installed, like you would install a Windows application.
I'm looking for that MSI right now.
The one that says HPE, and that's one you're looking for.
So I can put that on a thumb drive, take that to somebody's computer, or run it from the X drive right where it's at. And what I'm looking at is this setup is what I want to run, right?
Yeah. And that is That's the last one where we fixed that's the last one you had, I think, where we fixed the
I
cursor.
believe it is.
Yeah, okay. Yes, and you can
And
run
then,
that setup on every workstation that you want to do this.
Now, do I want to run this one or this one? Setup 1 or setup?
It depends what rights you have.
Okay.
Either one of them will, if you're an administrator on that machine, either one of them would cause it to be installed. But if you're not an administrator, you want to right-click Setup and say Run as Administrator. And if you don't see that choice, it means you need to go get the administrative privileges.
Right. I think I'll be able to do that. So I'll get that installed on a couple people's computers then, and I think I've seen everything I need to know how to make this work and go. If you'd be so kind as to check with Rick Elder on that part sales thing, and then send me a note, and I can approve the time to get that done. And I like the idea of selecting yes or no. And I'll tell you what would be even better is maybe a drop-down box. You have to select yes or no, or copy in from Excel, right? So some idiot can't put maybe or I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm not sure. One thing I can certainly do is the procedure will say it didn't do it because only yes and no is allowed. I'm not sure if I can pull the drop. Yeah, I'm not sure I can pull the drop down off very easily.
Don't kill yourself on that. Don't. So I'll tell you what. Let's end the recording, and if you can send me the link to the recording, I'll edit out all the superfluous crap and keep the part that I need for the training.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'll wait to hear back from you in email. Or you're always welcome to call as well. You have my cell number.